I'm going to show you which niches you should focus on, which are the niches you should avoid. If you already have a niche, you might be thinking like, I don't need this video. Yes, you do. I'm going to show you why. Because most likely or not, you're not sending 1 million emails a day. I'm going to show you how you can actually do it. I'm going to show you why you need to pick a TAM which is large. If you pick a TAM which is small and you're thinking like you're going to be the contrarian, just making sure that, oh, nobody's targeting this niche, most likely the reason is because there's not enough money to be made in that niche to make it worth targeting. Sounds simple, but it's true. So why does the niche selection matters? It matters as much as it matters to pick your offer. So that's really the only two things that really matter. Well, you can say there's a third one, like the way you're outreaching. That could be, let's say, emails. We have the niche, which is what you're targeting, could be, you know, ag tech companies, whatever. And then finally the offer itself. We talked about the offer. We talk many times, pretty much every day, about email on this video. So just decided to spice it up a little bit on how you can actually squeeze more. These go hand in hand. So I mean, email, offer, and all of this is pretty much the holy trinity. So let's go. Selecting the right offer is, again, like I said, the most crucial one. You want to make sure you position yourself as an expert. So if someone watches your website, you want to make sure that, you know, you're not a generalist. Reduce competition by targeting a specific group. Simplify operations, marketing, just basically one offer. Super simple, no operational complexity at first. Then you can make multiple offers, right? If you're not at 50k a month, have one offer. If you're above 50k a month, you can have multiple offers like we do. Without a niche, businesses often suffer from a lack of direction, high operational complexity, weak messaging, and fails to attract ICP. So have one offer when you're starting out. When you're scaling, you can have more. I know it's contrary to what people say, because most people say just have one offer all the time. I don't think that's true. It is just very stupid. You can scale one offer to 100k, 200k a month, 1 million a month. But you know, the point is you can outsource most of it. And then at some point you exhaust even any TAM, and it just makes sense to hit them up with, like, you can have a main offer is what I mean, and then have upsells among that. So I'm not saying like create like 15 different offers, 15 different niches, because that's just going to spread your focus. But what I'm saying is, if you have one main offer, let's say that's in finance, you can have 15 others that is just basically an upsell, right? But don't focus on the upsells until you have 50 to 100k a month. Okay, so the core principles of niche selection, like I said, generally struggle while specialists thrive. In business, deep expertise command higher prices and attracts higher quality clients. So to consider this example, and I'm going to give you an example in actual real life in email marketing as well that you can just pull back. So general doctor earns significantly less than a neurosurgeon or a heart surgeon, right? Freelance marketer competes with thousands, while Facebook ads expert for SaaS startups has a defined ICP and an authority. And one final one I can name in this example is many people just do lead gen bros, charge 2k retainers. Cute. But what you can do, and I know people in the industry, and we have done it also ourselves as well, is you can charge 40, 50, 60, 70k per engagement, per course for one company to do the exact same thing. Yeah, you're positioning yourself differently. You're going to be sitting among the board of directors of the company. You're not going to be handled as some type of outsourced service provider. You're going to be handled as one of the partners at the company, because realistically, you can do the same thing, leaning lead lists, enriching leads, email sequences, just sending out emails, but on a higher ROI interval. So basically just targeting people who have money. If you book them one meeting, it could be worth $100 million for them if they close that lead. Of course, it makes sense for them to pay 50, 60, 70k. Obviously, it's not that simple. You just have to go up market. We're going to talk a lot more about these in our upcoming videos, but we already have inside our program if you want to know how to actually run this. But I mean, this is just a huge mindset change, a paradigm change that I think everyone should go and take into account, because you're not going to get rich by selling 2k retainers. You're going to get rich by selling big high ticket prices. Most likely you're going to ignore this piece of information, but you know, for those that do not and want to learn more, just hit me up on IG or just Discord. But yeah, man, a long tangent, but like the point is, you need to build trust with the audience, charge premium prices, and just differentiate yourself from the competitors. Next is the niche complexity formula. So say you have multiple target niches, it's just going to exponentially increase the operational complexity. So what does that mean? So if you're targeting marketing agencies, coaches, consultants, or sellers, SaaS companies, infopreneurs, entrepreneurs, all of these people require different marketing message because they all have different pain points that they resonate with. It's just going to make it super duper difficult. But if you go up market, it's going to be the same. But I mean, you ideally want to scale vertically, not horizontally, and just bring in multiple niches. Because if you scale up vertically, the messaging and the pain points are relatively going to stay the same. Having a single niche, at least when starting out, is going to simplify everything from lead generation to service delivery. It's going to make everything streamlined, efficient, and just improve the whole client experience. Finally, just the market ecosystem fit. So your business is part of an ecosystem. Like any ecosystem, survival depends on finding a functional role that delivers actual value. Without a clear purpose, your business risks being ignored or out-competed. Okay, so how you can avoid this, I'm going to show you in a few simple steps. So choose a profitable niche. Number one. Step one, identify a market demand. Key questions you should be asking yourself: does the niche have a clear and urgent problem? Yes, then go on. Are businesses or individuals actively searching for solutions? If yes, then go on. Do competitors exist and are they successful? If yes, then huge, you can move on to step two. So an example, local gyms often struggle with client retention and marketing. A niche offering client retention automation for fitness businesses addresses a clear need. If you think about like why Gym Launch and why Hormozy was so successful, is because during COVID he absolutely blew up because no gym was full and he just made them full using ads. That's simple as that. That's how most SMMA owners got started as well. Step two, evaluate profitability. A niche must be able to afford high-ticket solutions. Use the criteria. Are businesses in this niche spending money on similar solutions? Are there successful businesses operating in this space? Does the niche typically generate consistent revenue stream? If yes, then go on. Pretty straightforward. Just do your research on these. You can do it with AI. Nowadays, it's super simple. If you don't want to do that, just wait until the end of the video. I'm going to have a section of niche list where I've done my own research, and then you can pick niches you want. But if you're not paying attention throughout this whole video, then it's not going to make sense why I'm making those selections. So for any reason, the niche is going to disappear for you, then you're not going to know why and how to pivot from it. So if you would rather go and watch a cat video, well, be my guest. Step three, a shrinking market is just long-term scalability bottleneck. Look for emerging trends and innovations like AI, growing demands in industry forums, news, etc. So for example, like don't be the guy who's selling to newspaper companies. Those companies are shrinking by 20% per annum. Step four, measure accessibility. So how easy it is to reach. Where do you want to reach them? If you specifically want to target people with cold email, which I recommend, then you're not going to want to target fitness coaches, right? Because they're mostly on Instagram. A niche must be easy to reach and engage. Consider, are there any active communities, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Reddit? Can you easily acquire their contact info? Are decision makers reachable with a cold outbound or email marketing? If a niche has gatekeepers blocking access, like medical offices, medtech offices, screening all outreach, it may be difficult to penetrate, especially with that type of outreach. Step five, interest and expertise alignment. So your success also just depends on whether or not you can actually understand and communicate to your audience. So just ask yourself, like, do you have existing knowledge in this industry? Are you actually passionate about solving the problems in this niche? Can you speak their language and address their pain points effectively? If yes, then huge. You pretty much have your niche. Like if you've gone through all these, and if you've gone through all these with the niche you had in mind, then that's huge. You pretty much have your answer. Choosing a niche solely for profitability without interest often leads to burnout and lack of authenticity, authority. You're not going to make sales. You're going to be miserable. Okay, just don't do that. Common niche selection mistakes. Worry about your competition. You don't need to worry about your competition. Your competition is a good sign. It proves there's actual demand. It proves there's money in the market. It proves if you actually have a different and unique enough offer, you can take some of that competition away from your competitors and ultimately just make yourself very, very rich while giving others very much help. Focus on your positioning, on your unique offer within the niche. So example, if Facebook ads for coaches is too crowded, get narrow, target Facebook ads for fitness coaches specializing in weight loss. Just an example, though it might be small, could be a good starting niche. Fear of saturation. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Markets don't saturate. There's always going to be money in the market. Like for example, if the market has money, they're not going to be saturated because there's always people making money, right? Like people say, e-com dropshipping is saturated. Amazon, what is it, like FBA is saturated? No, it isn't. People are making money with that just through new avenues, right? Like what used to work in 2020 for those offers doesn't work now. What used to work for cold email in 2020 doesn't work now. Like, each market just changes, each market evolves. You gotta evolve your offer as well. So my point is, markets don't saturate weak offers and outdated marketing methods. They do. The niche selection tier list. So just go through these. We have some keystones questions and some general questions I want you to go over. And if you can tick all of these, that's huge. You must be ticking all the keystone ones and at least like 4 of the general questions, and then you can start off with the niche. Super simple. Don't need to make it so complex. I'm going to read through and just explain all these questions, and then I want you to pause the video and actually pick a few niches and then go through these yourself. Does the niche have a painful problem that people are actively trying to solve? Yes, then huge. Is the niche growing or shrinking? Can the niche afford high-ticket solutions? Are there at least 30,000 potential prospects in the niche? Is there proof of competitors succeeding in the market? These all must be ticked. And the next, let's go with the general. These are more personal. So do you find this niche interesting? Stupid question, I know, but like it goes back to the way, like, hey, if you cannot speak their language, you're gonna lack communication skills to actually speak a good offer, and you're gonna lack authority. So I mean, it has some merit, obviously. Is it easy to contact decision makers in this niche? If it's no, then I mean, especially if you want to do cold email, if it's not easy to contact these people through cold email, then I wouldn't pick this niche, right? Like, it could have gone actually in the keystone questions. Next, can you deliver your service or solution with low operational complexity, meaning it's easy to service clients? Does the niche engage online, social media, forums? Can your marketing message stand out from your competitors? Can you create unique high-value offers for the niche? If a niche follows the keystone questions, reconsider your choice. If it scores below 70%, then you may need to rethink your approach. Some tips on how to do research. Just make sure you go through these questions. You can just actually use, again, like AI to answer most of these. Like, it's very important, like, what keeps your target audience up at night? Like, for example, if it's a roofing contractor, like a big problem they have is they cannot always answer the phone because they're always out on the job. If you have a solution which fixes that, we can make a ton of money just off of that. Where do they currently seek their solutions? What objections and fears prevent them from taking action? What words or phrases they use to describe their problem, right? Like, just these are bare minimum. Research, again, surveys, AI, industry reports, community like Reddit, but where the people are hanging out, you can just research. And final thing, like, you're not married to a niche forever, but consistency is key. And I'm going to show you how you can do horizontal scaling and vertical scaling, and what that means as well. Avoid picking 2 niches, when you're starting out. Focus leads to mastery. The more specific the niche, the better the positioning. And also decide quickly, like, it doesn't have to be super complex. Like, you have the formula, just take action on it. A well-chosen niche just going to give you clarity, focus, and it's going to make you super easy to scale. And then final thing I'm going to give you, and also if you want this at any point, you can just come here to Scaling Room's website, scalingroom.com, click on freebies, and then you can download this niche selection tier list, and then you can run it through yourself. I already answered all the keystone questions, so all of these niches are solid. There's 66 pages. I'm pretty sure there's one on each page. Yeah, so 66 niches. I'm going to show you, like, if it's B2C, if it's B2B, if it's B2G. B2G is just business to government, how much they make, if it's unsaturated, if it's a big industry, what outreach strategies work, why I chose this niche, my personal recommendation, if I have my insights and my final verdict from me working in the niche or people I know working in the niche. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find one that should suit you. And finally, with some big TAM industry, this is just sort of a reward for you making it this far into the video. Because a lot of people are not going to see it. Big congratulations, and this is probably like a little bit of a golden nugget you can take home and then help you on your way of picking a nice profitable niche. You can take these big TAM industries like SaaS, fintech, healthcare, real estate, ad tech. I'm not going to go through all of these. You can pause the video, but like, these are the ones we are focusing on. Like, we target SaaS, fintech, healthcare, but yeah, pretty much these companies, business services, right? But these are huge companies. And also a few sentences just how you can scale vertically. Vertically is just going up market. Like, think about, like, if you're targeting freelancers, you can target agencies, funded startups, and then enterprise. Like, you're going up from smaller businesses to bigger businesses. That's essentially what vertical scaling is. I'm going to give you an example on a different one. So if you're targeting nutrition coaches, you can target supplement brands, then functional clinics, and then wellness SaaS, right? If you're targeting tutors, online academics, corporate LTD teams, gov edtech contractor. Horizontal scaling is just basically going adjacent market, so something very similar. Good example is like lead gen companies, SEO, content marketing, social media, PR, paid ads, all of that nonsense, right? You can target these. not going to show you how you can actually find these leads because we have many videos detailing on how you can do it. Hopefully I've given you enough information on finding that perfect niche for you to get started out with, or if you already have a niche, I have given you enough information to actually pivot to a second one, or if you're struggling with your current niche, this I hope explained why you might be struggling with this. Make sure you watch the video on how you can create an offer and combine this, and then you should be good to go and start sending hundreds of thousands of emails by next week. If you're not, I'm going to be disappointed. I'll see you in the next